So I'm Andre. I come from a company BioCC. Actually, I shouldn't supposed to be here today, but Justin, who is our head of marketing and sales, he's in Finland at the moment, participating in our event and meeting our persons. And because I arranged him to these trade missions, and I also sent him to Finland, so I had to take responsibility. Actually, I'm a senior researcher. I am selling, but I'm usually selling science, not products. So this is something which is going to wait you during the next half an hour. If you are watching the last table, we have lost most of our members. It is more or less empty, but first and second table are holding up really well. And Linda should know this place. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So this is Singapore, one of the countries which HIADEX covered. I have been a little bit involved with HIADEX from the start of it. When Vaido announced that there's going to be a trade fair to Singapore in 2017, or a little bit more than a year ago, I said, no, I don't want to go, and we sent our marketing manager. So in spring 2018, we felt that our vision of our company's future and marketing strategies are not the same, so she left. And at the same time, Vaido asked us, would you like to go to Malaysia? I said, no, I don't want to go to Malaysia. and when Vaido was already somewhere in end of April, that we need someone to Malaysia. And we were, who we are going to send? Oh, we have this young boy. He has worked us for 2 weeks. Let's send him. And he was at Malaysia. Woohoo! and now...
We know very well.
Yes. And now in autumn 2018, Justin also visited Vitafood in Singapore. So basically, this is the same story which I spoke to our experience with HIADEX. So I think we are the most benefited company from this program because we managed to participate 3 events. Of course, its first Vitafood was that I think it was just approved, and when Linda came and said that there's going to be this huge event in Singapore, and we should go, and well, luckily everything solved. It is good to be last time because most of your slides have already been covered by someone else. So this is something which Linda showed you. It's just a quick overview about Singapore and Malaysia. But how much is the population, how big is the economy, etc. Main trading partners, business culture. Something I don't remember was it mentioned or not, but Malaysia, it is Islamic country. So if you're going, it has to be halal.
Yes, thank you.
In Singapore, you don't have this question, but at the same time, because it has so many volunteers, or it is very multinational, that you may have some different issues there. But here, it's most important, it has to be halal. Our products today are not. We have to think how to overcome it. Also, Malaysia, I think that there is there are some different islands, or it is quite a lot surrounded by the sea. So when we were checking for these events and etc., we thought, okay, it is just 2 centimeters of water. And when we zoomed in, took a Google map, and it was 300 kilometers from one distance to another. So it's not so easy to cover. And one more thing, if you are checking the Asia, it is something like you're saying that you're going to the United States and go and visit Los Angeles, and I'm in New York, and it's it is 6 hours of flight. When we were sending our stuff once not in this program, we're sending in Singapore, and our CEO told, oh, you're already in Asia, go and visit Seoul. And this person came back and come on, it is 6 hours. It is not like that you will go and visit and you will come back. No. The distances are very, very big actually. There will be a theoretical part. It will be in the guidebook, and we also give some of our own practical tips. What we have, actually, what Justin has seen, not me. This is my second time to see this presentation. Yesterday was the last time. I wasn't supposed to talk about this one, but my question to you, or actually what you have to ask from yourself is that what is your business model? Do you want to license out your product? In our case, we have probiotic strains. You can just give your license and okay, you would like to use them, no problem. You will just want to have a normal fee for it. Are you willing to sell your products under a private label? Despite that Greentex is like a really good, really big company in Latvia, if you're going to Asian scale, or if you're taking any company in Baltics and you're going to Asian scale, it is, I wouldn't say it is a small company, but at least medium-sized company, maybe. Or maybe you want to sell your own product under your own brand or under your own label. Do you also have some additional service which is backing up this product? That's why they should start buying from you. Because we have, if you're, this should be from Vitawood from this year. On this fair, there were a lot of distributors wanted, so everyone can produce, but it is extremely hard to sell, especially if you're located in Europe and you want to sell it to Asia, and most of you, like us, are not even medium, but small companies. And this is something which you should start. It will be also in this guidebook, but someone also had photographed the prices in Singapore. Who was it? So, yes, you had. So basically, you can have some kind of preliminary price information, and you can make some kind of roadmap. But okay, where we are located? Are we most expensive, the cheapest? You can't be cheapest because India is the cheapest, but maybe you are most expensive because you almost come from Scandinavian countries. How is the quality? The shipping, we are thinking that maybe we can sell directly on a web shop, but we have to understand that it takes almost 2 months if you are not using like planes to ship. Is a customer willing to wait so long? Maybe you're going to have a warehouse somewhere in Singapore or Malaysia. Do you customize your orders? Are you small or big enough you can handle it? Are you small enough you can handle it? And are you big enough you still want to do it? In our case, we are dealing or working with probiotic bacteria, but what is the amount of active ingredient? Is it 10 billions, 5 billions, 2 billions, hundreds of millions? Because also, I think it's the same in Estonia and Latvia. If you're going to shop, most of the customers are looking at price for a kilogram. Here it can be said, okay, maybe our price is 3 times cheaper, but actually the amount is 2 times cheaper. Maybe we can increase our price. What is the shelf life? It was very well brought out that the room temperature in Europe and the room temperature in Asia are different. And also we have to run new shelf life tests because we don't have data for 30 or 35 degrees, and also the humidity is different. What is the worm you are selling? Do you have all certificates? We don't have halal yet. We have to start working on it. Actually, Justin's working on it, but still. And again, something which is already being covered, but it is harder to enter as a food supplement as a food. Something also really important is that it is very good that you know what clients need today, and you all have had phone brand Nokia in the past. Today, no one is having. Is someone having a still Nokia?
A souvenir.
So basically, you have to keep in mind that what the clients actually need during the next 5 years or 10 years, because Nokia didn't saw it, and today only 2 of you have a Nokia. and rest have Samsung or iPhone or etc. So try to figure out what the clients need, how your product is answering to his needs, and where a customer wants to have a product during the next 5 years. One very big thing is also organic ingredients, something in the dietary supplements. I think also Estonian and Latvian program brought out this wild candy, which is also organic, or they want to be organic, I think. And also price doesn't have to keep rising always, it can also drop in. Sorry. And because we are talking about dietary supplements and pharmaceutical supplements and medicine prescriptions, but research and development cycles are really long. In our case, usually, we started something like 10 years ago developing our probiotic strains, and now we are in the stage where we can start selling and licensing out. So we have to see what the customers want in the future. You can also use, if you don't know what the local market demands, my suggestion is that don't start with Asian countries. If it's going to be your first export country, stay in Europe.
I don't agree.
It is my very personal, very subjective, not objective, but first start with your neighbors, or start maybe some countries which are easy to reach, which are not located very far from us, countries where it is easier to visit. And if you feel that you want to go to Asia, try to use the locals. So basically, there are embassies, and there are also these
honorary consuls.
Honorary consuls who you can ask sometimes, and who are usually maybe a bit bored in their life, and they want to help companies.
But just one question I want to ask: why Linda said that she didn't agree on starting close by, that why she would go to Asia or distant markets at first?
Because these markets grow faster. It means that it's more easy to go in. I don't mean Singapore and Malaysia. I mean that all the Southeast Asia region.
But are you?
If you have, of course, it's need additional investments, and you need additional money for to go Southeast Asia market. But in any case, you can give back money faster from this region than Europe.
But you are saying it in a perspective of Greentex or from perspective of SME, who is a very limited budget?
It's very hard to say for which perspective, but in any case, I think that money go faster, because I have also experience with small companies, and in Europe a lot of probiotics, a lot of all products. This is a full market, and it's harder and harder to go to find some unique. At this moment, Malaysia is more open for all European products, and we go with brand made in Europe, in EU. In Europe, you go with made in Estonia. Then instead of use the company which say made in Germany with German traditions. Where is it more easy to? From my point of view, it's easy to go on Malaysia. Of course, it's a long distance, but if you a good and trustful partner, and of course the partner is very important.
Okay, in that
it's mine.
So send Justin more to Malaysia and Singapore and reach that market.
So this is relevant. Something which it comes to, or finding like a good partner, and what we are thinking at the moment is that there is this kind of program in Estonia called HIADEX. So basically you can hire a university student for your company from this country where you want. So maybe we are going to hire some from Malaysia who is already doing, let's say, master in a business. He will come, we will employ him, keep here about a year, we will pay a salary, and when we are sending him back or her back, he knows the local traditions, maybe he has some local network, and this is something which we are going to test. I can't recommend to do it, but this is just one possibility to have some local.
I can recommend, because I'm ISIC alumni.
You can?
I am ISIC alumni myself, so I can recommend it.
Okay.
I was in ISIC for 5 years. It's a worldwide organization, so I definitely, it's like high level.
Okay. Of course, it's going to take some time.
For sure, yes.
Because, yes?
What about hiring some freelancer from local market?
Because
Just a
he knows the market much better than
that's of
anyone
course.
from
The language.
Language, much easier, much faster will be able to develop.
But you mean a freelancer from this same country?
Yes.
But usually they are much more expensive. And if you don't have like money to enter all of the markets as the same, you can make some priorities and you can start. Okay, in 3 years we are gonna enter to Singapore market. Today this person is coming. He's gonna stay 1 year in our company. We'll get to know all of our aspects. We will send him back, and
You have solution. You can go this 5 years to work with these students from, for example, from Malaysia, and during this time you go to in Europe to sell the products. You have enough money, and
Yes.
together with ready customer or employee to go on
yeah,
Malaysia.
this is something.
It's also as one of the options. Why not?
I can tell you that this freelancer in United States costs about 400 euros in 1 hour.
Very expensive one, I would say.
It's expensive, yes.
And something what we are missing or were missing is that what is our export potential in how much time we have? But what is export potential in your company? But who
You have
are-
still 2.5 hours.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
But
Benefits aren't arrived yet. So.
but who is going to be the teams of export? Like I said, I'm not a salesperson. I'm a scientist, and scientist is not the best salesperson. I can give some credibility because I know a lot of topic, but I don't like this aggressive sale, and I don't know how to close the deal. So I need to have someone on my side, and I want to be next to someone who knows how to do it. Maybe you have already a very good partner, like Linda said. If you have a great local partner, then I think it's easier to leave it to him or her. What is our target markets? Which kind of intellectual property we are bringing to a project, and all of these questions, and all it is going to be on this guideline, which is being prepared during this HIADEX. There should be at least 2 documents. One is market overview of dietary supplements. I think it is something like 130 or 40 pages long. So it says that in which chains or in which channels the sales are being done, how it is growing, which is this decreasing, do you have to have prescriptions, all this kind of general data what you have to have. Which are optimal price ranges, which is the most most often sold package size, and all this kind of data. The second document should be like this, and if you know all the background and you're starting to work out your own marketing strategy. In our case, because we are already using some contracting, also the question is that I had question in Boston, but one Turkish company came and asked, okay, we would like to have 500,000 capsules, can you produce it? We were, 500,000. I don't remember if we have even sold this big amount in the past. So how we are going to scale up if it's going to be a big customer? We don't have a big production facility, but we already have a subcontracting. So
problem, yeah, for small companies.
and also,
Because,
like,
if we go to for such big markets, from one day we need to be ready to produce in a million capsules also, and then 1.5 million, and so on. It's also sometimes a problem. Yeah, you're right.
so here is this is Justin. This is Vaida.
Yep.
And,
Plus minus dress code is okay.
It's
yes, you know how to check it.
Yeah.
And I don't remember her name.
Data Harvans.
Tata Harvans.
Yes.
that's your
The honorary consul
Honorary
of
consul.
Estonia in Malaysia. A really good all-around guy, suitable, let's say, for certain target segments and certain industries, because he can open some doors in some government establishments, but not in all of them. So you need to have specific partners. You can't usually have the golden egg that every or one single person can open all doors for you. It's a nice dream, but doesn't happen.
And actually, Latvians should also have this some kind of person, honorary consular, because Justin said that yours is better than ours. So, expectation. This is now something which this market breach guidebook should start containing. Just a very short overview for you. It will be ready in 2 weeks, and after 2 weeks you can send very urgent requests for Vaida, and Vaida can start distributing it. It should be free.
Yeah, I will reply to you in a, maybe not exactly like Enterprise Estonia replies, that I will process your request within 28 working days. So perhaps I will process it faster. So, but feel free to contact me, and it will be made available. Yeah.
Yes, so it will include some pre-filled market information, some workbooks, some export strategies, some plans, some budget. So it will be quite general, because it has to fit for all of you in some extent. Of course, we could make it only for ourselves, but it would be quite pointless for you. In the same time, we can't spread it too wide, because in that case there's nothing you can use. And in total there should be 13 chapters. First 4, you should work really hardly on these ones, and when you have finished, you should think that, do you still want to enter this market? This is a self-check. Are you ready to go? And if you are saying that, if you don't see it, don't go. Try to see where are your weaknesses. It also contains some basic SWOT analysis. Do your SWOT, see where are your basically threats, where are your opportunities, etc. And later, maybe after half a year or a year, if you're seeing that, okay, now this one is okay, well, start working with these ones. Because you are only wasting your time and your money.
Just as a comment, this is exactly the assumption with what we started the project. And then if you remember my first slide, what happened. And Justin is a great example, and BioCC is a great example, as I said, that the first time I kind of had to beg that they would come. The second time Andre had to send his young disciple that, Justin, now you have worked for 2 weeks, if you want to survive, you have to go. And the third time, actually, they came to me and said that, Vaida, please, can we go? And then I had to work so that they could go. So sometimes the opposite approach works as well. Not always. Sometimes you could burn a lot of money, but if it's their money, I'm happy to burn it. So,
Yes, because if you're going, it will take minimum 1 week of your time if you don't consider money. If you're sending someone out, the senior staff, first he or she, it is going to be 2 weeks before you're going. You have to prepare everything for this week when you're off, and when you're coming back, it's usually going to take 2 weeks to get to
get back on track, let's say, to put out all the fires. That this is the issue that Estonian and Latvian companies are quite often facing, that we have limited human resource available, that we don't have those 100 million people that we could put everybody to do different tasks.
So we have Justin, and he's because he's very enthusiastic. He's never saying no, and this is this kind of attitude what we want to see in our young staff.
Life will make its corrections.
Yes, and 2 days ago we hired a very young marketing manager. So at the moment everything is going really well. All of the companies already have some kind of products they want to export. Okay, very good. So this is not for you?
I'm sorry, I have a question. Do you really need to establish a special entity in local market?
In these countries, I understand, really highly recommended.
Okay. But
I think Linda also...
In Asia, some countries demand that you invest in your local entity at least $100,000, for example, in South Korea. If you, as a foreign entrepreneur, would like to start business there? No? Yes? Maybe?
I not to recommend start with
South Korea.
No. In South Korea, as I say, it's better to arrange joint ventures.
Okay.
But in Malaysia and Singapore, I think that you can start through local distributor.
Okay, I see. You don't need your...
I think no.
Okay.
It's a little bit market specific. In Indonesia, they have requirements
Yeah,
that
it's
you
the
should
same
have a local
Indonesia,
entity that
local
you cannot
entity is
even
perfect.
enter the
Yeah.
market otherwise.
It depends from which South Asia region we discuss.
Because, for example, in Estonia, or maybe even in Latvia, you can set up a company without even equity, basically, just from zero, or with a very small amount of equity. But in Asia, I guess you need to heavily invest before you start.
And in Asia, maybe I not to say during my presentation, it's very good situation that if you, of course, always if you find good partner,
Okay.
but these partners usually operate. There is they have regulatory service, they have marketing support, they have representative officer representatives which cover more or less region, and they have wholesaler.
Okay,
Stores.
wholesaler, yeah, I see.
That is all in one.
Okay, for one markup, basically. What's the markup then?
And they cover not only, for example, RX, they cover full range of healthcare products, starting from medical device till the food supplements.
Okay.
There is no such thing that only they operate with medicine. They cover.
Okay.
It's my experience.
Okay, and well, for last, let's skip some slides because I'm absent of time a bit, and also because you are taking some of my time, but I don't mind. Is that first, when you are going, you are gonna burn money, but there are gonna be a lot of costs, traveling, registering. I understand that you also have to buy a shelf, or basically a shelf, some kind of part of it, and it all costs, and you have to check that do you have enough to run, actually to start to have a business. But maybe first 1 or 2 years you just have to visit. It is gonna be this flirting and I like you and you like me, but we don't trust each other yet.
Yeah, but this also is very important. Yes, thank you for this information. If you visit first time, it's a first introduction thing. It doesn't mean that something happened. If you visit second time or third time, just only after this, I have some reliable clients which when we meet each other, we smile and in which way?
But it is going to require money. We had this opportunity to participate in a program and it covered quite a lot of our costs on traveling. Of course, we have to make a lot of work back home to keep these contacts, but when Justin was going to Singapore the second time, he could already send out some letters that, okay, I'm going to be in Singapore. If you want to meet us, please come. We will have some place to talk, maybe a little bit. Or you can use your company LinkedIn profile or some social media channels. Because we want to see that you are not going to be just a one-day butterfly who came, gave a lot of promises and disappeared. But if it's going to be second or third time, you're going to raise your credibility. But it is going to cost, because when we were preparing this, or actually at the moment are preparing this document, one of our staff told a story that there was a small company who was supposed to meet in Abu Dhabi. And when he was in Frankfurt airport changing the plane, he got a text message that I had to change my plans. I can't meet you today. Let's meet in next week. From a partner in Abu Dhabi. So basically, he had to cancel the flight, go back to home, to Estonia, and buy new tickets for next week. So if you don't have this funding or if you don't have this money, and again, I'm saying this on a perspective of SME, or maybe from this, especially from very like micro companies, that it can take a lot of your cost. That when maybe you have spent 10 or 20 or 30,000 euros and you're not going to close a deal. So thank you. If you have any questions, I could also show you some pictures which Justin has made in Singapore, but you can find much better from online. So
Does it involve the pictures from karaoke bar?
no, but I have one picture of you drinking a cocktail in a pool.
No, that wasn't me in the karaoke bar. But I also have a picture with Latvian ladies and Justin in karaoke bars.
Okay.
We can do like the, trade, bartering.
Because there can also, if you're talking about Malaysia, there can be some events which we can't see. But we had just elected a new prime minister in Malaysia, and the next day was given off. I think you had some meetings, but they had to be.
Yeah, we had some meetings
it wasn't
due to elections.
only the next day. It was during one of our business missions, and it falls into the category again that plans meet with reality. That we had beautifully planned trade fair and going to Malaysia and had pre-arranged business meetings. But in Malaysia were elections and the ruling party was overthrown after 50 years of being on power, and the newcomers decided that this is a worthy event of a full-scale celebration, which means that like 2 or 3 days were given off like national holidays, which means that all meetings were cancelled automatically. Everybody was partying for 3 days. Of course, we had bought tickets, booked accommodation, everything. So it's like, okay, now we are here and everybody is on holiday. It's okay. Good luck.
From one side is okay, but from other side.
Yeah, but it was same here. But when the Pope was visiting,
You need to be ready for such.
In Latvia, you had a day off. In Estonia, nothing changed.
Well,
You're working.
Estonia officially is also the most unreligious country in the world. So that's a fact.
So if you have any questions, I will write them down and send to Justin. And now you can ask also from me.
Regarding this social media in Asia, I know that they don't use Facebook, they don't use LinkedIn usually. What kind of social media channels you need in order to make follow-ups later?
follow-ups, you are going to have an email for follow-up.
Yeah, I know, but they have this business LinkedIn and they have a different
Facebook
Facebook.
use, I think.
I have no idea,
Okay.
to be honest. But I still think that they are mostly using Facebook.
They use maybe in China not use Facebook. They have
WeChat or something
WeChat.
is in China.
Something,
Yeah.
But still,
but in Malaysia,
but still for business.
they all use WhatsApp. They like very
WhatsApp
WhatsApp.
and the
All
Kakao
first
talks.
question. Do you use WhatsApp? Yes. And you start.
WhatsApp was really widely used, which is actually a little bit ironic because it's owned by Facebook, but okay.
Yeah, not in China.
No, China is a different
China is a
beast.
totally different world.
All right.
But one thing what was visible, and I don't know if you have managed to check is this, but it was also on one of your slides that in future they will be looking more for organic or more healthier eco products, and this a little bit resonates with the health pyramid which you described in event in Tartu, that there is like a theoretical pyramid how a person should eat or how he should consume medicine, and it should consist of certain amount of fruits and vegetables, and Andre knows much better about it, and then there is a reality how it looks.
Well, the pyramid that Vaido is trying to describe is that the average person should consume around 2000 kilocalories, and there's a pyramid which describes that how many calories he or she should get from each category. How much from cereals, how much from fruit, how much from dairy products, meat, etc. And there's this very top which is saying that about 5% of kilocalories should come from sweets, from chocolate, from I don't know, sugar, etc. But the truth actually is a bit different. That most of us eat more sweets than we need. And I think Vaido is trying to say that there's something that people want to have in the future, but they don't know how we're going to have it in the future. Am I correct?
It somehow resonates with me that, as you said, that they want actually the medicine to taste good, and it's like whether it's not easy to use but it should actually taste good. And this was also actually what you asked when about your products regarding the porridges, I believe. What was the exact question? That how many healthy foods do we know what taste good?
Oh yes, I was giving, like I said, my background is actually science, and it is food science. And the question was that we helped our partners to develop functional porridges. Do you know what porridge is? Most of you know. Okay, very good. And if you take like a normal porridge, you don't think that it's not possible to innovate it. Come on, it's a porridge. You can also take a sand and try to innovate sand, but it is porridge. We managed to do it. We had a really good partner. We just started a TV commercial in Estonia. But yes, my question was that quite often something that tastes good is unhealthy, and what is healthy, it tastes like it is healthy. But you can understand from a taste that it has to be extremely healthy.
With the title.
In our case, because we have a dietary supplement, you have it in capsule, you don't feel taste like in most of the medicines. Someone was also developing or having dietary supplements somewhere on the second table.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I feel a taste when I'm tasting it or when I'm taking it?
No, you don't, but we have in different forms like tubes or tabs where you can taste, or in syrup or balsams where you can taste the product. But usually when you're having like dietary supplement in a form of capsule, you do not taste. But sometimes there is some reaction like because of the fish oil, it could make the taste that is not very good. But that's
Especially if it is a liver oil.
yeah, yeah, of course.
All right, but I see that the benefits, which hopefully taste a little bit better as healthy products, are being served, or at least have arrived to some extent. So thank you, Andre, and let's give you a warm applause. And I did taste some of their porridges, and then they did taste better as healthy products. So hopefully they will be available in different markets, also in different countries. And actually, I do have something which tastes good and is definitely healthy for you as well.
So basically you took it from Tartu to Riga and now I'm taking it back to Tartu.
Yes. This is how business is being made. That's the turnover, you know, that's the export turnover.
Import-export.
Import-export, yeah, that we need to do the trade cooperation. Thank you for those who have managed to stay with us until the very end.